Alright, hey to anyone who chooses to watch this. I thought it'd be cool, because I think there's really only one video out there comparing the various Klons, the Centaur and the KTRs, the new and the old one. I think Bill Finnegan made an awesome video showing those. But in that video, he was mostly, showing the Klon as Klon against Klon and as the main overdrive. And I know that, excuse me, I'm just getting over COVID, so it's fun. But I know a lot of people, use the Klon as a boost or a gain stage, and I don't see a lot of comparison videos out there. So we have 10, 11, 12 on my G2. 10 is the Klon Centaur, which is under here. Gains at about 9.5, 10. Treble is about noon, and output is at about 11. 11 is KTR 1, which is the one with the original diodes. It's that one. And I tried to set everything pretty similar to how I have the Centaur, although they all, sound different. And then the 12 is the KTR 2, that's the new one. And if you want to look online on the gear page, there's a thread about the new and the old diodes. The old one, if you open up the back, and where it says these are the magical things, I forget the exact language. And I'd show you the picture, but it's on my phone that I'm using for the video. They have little black rings around the end, and then on the new one they have little copper rings. So that's how you can tell. They look a little different, and you'll see that that they sound a bit different. But I've owned a bunch of Klons, probably 4 or 5, and a couple KTRs, and honestly they all sound different, slightly different to me. I mean, you can all tell that they're the same thing, but see if there's anything else I wanted to say. And, I've had a lot of clones too, and a lot of clones come really close to sounding like a Klon when you're just playing the Klon against it. But the magic for me has always been how the Klon or the Centaur stacks with other pedals, and I haven't found a lot of pedals that can replicate that as well as the Centaur. And the KTR does a really, really good job of that too. So let's see, anything else? So I'll give you my clean tone. I'm playing a Fender Masterbuilt Strat from Empire Music, really awesome, check them out. I think it has like a handwound Tomatillo-ish pickups in it. I'm playing a Two Rock TS1. Has a Victoria Reverberammo in the effects loop for reverb. I'm running a 29 Pedals EUNA at the beginning of my chain, and a 29 Pedals WAMP or AMP, however you say it, at the end of my chain. I use a Cali76 because it allows me to get a little bit more dynamics at a lower volume, so I don't kill my neighbors. I have a specular Tempest on, just a little bit of reverb, and then I have a Providence Delay. So this is the clean tone. So I'm just gonna run through them, and then I'm gonna put on a TS10 after, so you can see how they sound when they're stacked together, because I think that's excuse me, where they sound the most different. I think right now when I go through them, you'll hear that they're pretty similar, and I haven't really scripted anything, so sorry I'm kind of rambling here. and I'm sure I'm gonna F up a few times, but I'll give you I'll run through the Centaur and the two KTRs just as themselves, and then I'll toss on the TS10 just so you can hear the difference. They all sound really similar, but there are differences, and at the end I'll give you my opinion of them. So 10 is the Centaur, 11 is the old KTR, and 12 is the new KTR. and then I'll toss it one more, just something, and then toss the TS10 on. Toss on the TS10. You can tell I'm a huge John Mayer fan by the pedals on my board. I actually don't play a lot of John Mayer stuff, so I'm going to throw some sort of John Mayer-ish licks out there, and I kind of know the riff to Who'd You Think I Was, so I apologize if I butcher it, but you'll at least be able to tell the tones. So. I'm gonna adjust some stuff real quick. Sorry, I got a little bit of a short in my cable. between the Klon Centaur and the new KTR because I think they sound the most similar. Or at least they have the most similar feel to them. Here's the old KTR. Klon Centaur. New one. Alright, so that has gone on longer than I anticipated. But hopefully that gives you an idea, you know, if you're looking to get a Centaur or a KTR and you're thinking, well, should I get the one with the old diodes or find one with the new diodes? My thoughts are, I've had several Centaurs, they all sounded slightly different. Some were more mid-rangey, some were smoother, some were more transparent, for whatever you want to, say about that. I really like the one I have now. It's a silver one without the horse. My other favorite one that I wish I sort of would have kept was also a silver one without the horse. I've had a gold one with the horse, and that one was pretty aggressive, or at least in the mid-range. And then I think I've had another silver one without the horse, and it was fun. I think the new KTR, to me, sounds the closest that I've ever gotten to a Centaur. I think it sounds awesome. I know it's not using the old school parts. I don't really care. I'm gonna keep that one. I'm probably gonna end up selling the original KTR. The original KTR to me sounds a little more mid-rangey and hollow. A little less compression. It's also a little darker. I don't know if that comes through on the video, but sitting here in the room, that's how it feels to me. And the Centaur and the new KTR have very similar compression when you're playing, very similar tonal range. They sound more present to me. Not necessarily brighter, but a little less dark, I guess. I guess that's brighter, whatever. Than the old KTR. The old KTR is a little more aggressive, so if you're looking for a more aggressive sound, I think you get that with that one. Also, my favorite thing about the Centaur, and it's kind of something you have to just play to sort of get about it, is it doesn't sound like you turn on a pedal. It just, you turn it on and it gives you this melding of your tone with your guitar and your amp. And I've heard people say that it just sort of melds with their amp, and it does that. It doesn't sound like you're turning on a pedal. It's hard. It sounds like you're if anything, it kind of reminds me of my compressor a little bit. But there's definitely a tonal change too that a compressor won't give you. And then when you stack it with like a TS10 like John Mayer does, or any other sort of overdrive you like, it'll give you just a new smooth, just blended tone. In the original KTR, I don't get that as much. It sounds more to me like I am turning a pedal on. That's fine. It sounds good, and they all sound really, really close to each other. So I mean, I'm not saying one's. I do like some. I like the Centaur and the new KTR better, but they all sound really good. They all sound super similar because they're the same circuit. But when it comes to the compression and the sort of blending with other pedals in my amp, I think the new KTR does it really well, and it sounds so close to my Centaur. It doesn't meld quite as much, but it's there. It does a lot of good things, and so that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed this, and hope it's resourceful for anyone looking to get a Centaur or KTR. And hope you guys have a good weekend.